Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm going to talk about my favorite workouts to do in the gym as a runner, just to keep myself, nice and balanced and in shape and complement all of my running that I'm doing for half marathons, marathons out on the road. So let's get into it today.
I've been thinking of how to leave you, just to leave you free. I've been thinking of how to deceive you, to make you leave me first.
Alright, so first things first, I'm not a trainer, anything like that, and a lot of the workouts that I've got kind of in my routine come from either coaches that I've worked with or honestly largely from physical therapy. Things and injuries that I've gone through mostly in my ankles and knees and stuff like that have led to physical therapy where I'm working with trainers and physical therapists who then are building up the muscles in my body that were important to support my running. And now I do those workouts as regular as I can as kind of a prehab routine, but I've been able to avoid a lot of tendon, muscle, ligament injuries and things like that, I think largely because of some of the easy exercises that I work into each week. So the first one that I like to do, and really one of my favorites, is a band exercise. So you use a resistance band and you can do it just about anywhere. You really don't even need a gym. And this one I like to call the monster walk, or maybe a version of a monster walk as some people know it. Some people do the monster walk where they have the band around their knee area of their legs and you walk forwards trying to keep your legs separated. I like to do, again, a small variation of that. The way that I learned it through PT may be different than some people are familiar with it, but I like to bring my legs together in the middle and then back out on the side. So you're walking forward, but also bringing your legs into the middle and then out to the outside, into the middle, out to the outside, and you walk forward, the distance of a room, maybe 10 steps or so, and then you do it on a return back to where you started. So that's one of my first favorite, the monster walk, or a variation of the monster walk, done with a resistance band in a gym, at home, your living room, basement, wherever. Next up, another favorite of mine is the leg press. This is something that you'll find at just about any gym, even for me myself, where I don't have a lot of access to free weights. We just have a simple set of dumbbells and a lot of machines, things that you can do with the different plates where you put the pin in. So if I have a leg press, I imagine most gyms out there have a leg press as well. And the variation of the leg press machine that I like to do, again, that I learned through physical therapy, is really to do a single leg press. So it's the same as any leg press, but you're only doing it with one leg at a time. Obviously, you're going to want to bring the weight down from what you would do with two legs, but what I like to do with one leg, or why I like to do it with one leg, is because it really focuses then on strengthening that individual leg. And when we're running, even though we're running with both of our legs, each leg is really doing something in an individual manner. Each stride is pushed off of one leg at a time, and I want to make sure that my left leg and my right leg are equally getting stronger as I do the workouts. And when I do them together, again, especially for someone like me who's had knee injuries, who has some issues with my meniscus even today, if I do a two-legged squat or a two-legged leg press, there's a tendency for me to maybe favor one leg over the other. So doing a single leg press eliminates that chance that I'm really favoring one leg over the other and forces me to do the workout and strengthen each leg at a time on their own, separate from the other. So the single leg press is my workout number 2. The third workout that I really find beneficial is another version of a single leg squat, this time without the leg press. I simply move it over to a bench or something like that where someone might do a dumbbell press, and I put my rear leg up on the bench itself, and then I do the single leg squat either without weights or with a light weight like maybe a 10-15 pound dumbbell would also suffice. As you get stronger, you can certainly increase the weight that you're holding in each arm, and then you simply just squat down on that one leg. I usually do 10 on each side, so I'll do 10 with my right leg being the actual squatting leg, then switch and do 10 with my right leg as the actual squatting leg, and switching again the leg that's up on the bench behind me. I like to squat down to about a 90-degree angle, make sure that I'm feeling that good, deep squat, and then I just bring it back up. Again, not a trainer myself, I don't know all the technical muscle terms, but you can kind of see from what I'm doing, this is what I like to get out of my workout. This is what, when I see myself in the mirror in the gym and when I saw myself in the mirror in physical therapy, this is kind of how they guided me to do it. So that single leg squat with the leg up behind me is my third workout that I'll usually do on a gym day. Before the last two workouts, I just quickly want to talk about this weekend. Coming up tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to be running the Queens 10K in Flushing Meadow Park. And what I'm going to be doing is running with my brother, as I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's vlog when we were out on the track. And yesterday we were using the ZoomX Streakfly. Now I remembered that I hadn't done a full review on this shoe, and what do we have here on the side of the shoe? It's a 5K and 10K shoe. Now, I've already kind of said in my initial first impressions, this isn't a shoe I would choose for a race day, but since I'm just going to be running with my brother, I'm not going for a PR, I'm not going for all-out speed, I thought it might be fun before we wrap up and do the full review that I bring this out for the 10K, actually run with it, see how it feels for me, again as a bigger, heavier guy, out on the road, and then I'll be able to do a real full review where I've actually used it at least for a 10K distance on the road. I can tell you about how that felt compared to the track workouts. You know that I really favor this shoe out on the track, so keep that in mind. Those are the next videos coming up, the Queens 10K, and then we'll certainly do a review on this shoe once that's over. So definitely subscribe down below if you haven't already, if you want to follow along for the rest of that. Now this fourth exercise, I don't really actually have a name for it. Again, I'm not a trainer, so I don't always have the name for everything dialed in, but it's essentially a workout where I'm laying on my side and I'm doing a leg lift just on my side, lifting the leg up towards the sky or the ceiling. And I'll do, again, 10 on each side for the most part. So you'll see here, my leg underneath me is at about a 90-degree angle to create a nice stable base while I'm at my side and on my arm. And then I'll just simply lift that leg up out to my outer side, out towards my hip, and I lift that up again about 10 times. If you want to add a little bit of weight, I'll again then take that resistance band, put it around kind of my knee that's on the ground, my knee that's going up in the air, and then when I do this sideways leg lift, I just have a little bit of resistance from the band to really kick things up a notch. So that's number 4, that side leg lift that I will do on the ground in the gym. The last thing that I'll do is usually some simple leg lifts. Sometimes I'll just do sets of 10 or 12 or 15 where I'm just doing leg lifts about 6 to 8 inches up off the ground. Other times I'll do it where I lift my legs again 6 to 8 inches off the ground, but then also separate my legs just to add a little bit, again, kick it up a notch for the core workout, for my legs and my hips and everything like that, just to use a few different muscles while I'm lifting my legs in the air. So that leg lift really is workout number 5 that I go into the gym and make sure that I'm doing on a regular basis. And, kind of as a bonus, I'll also throw in some regular crunches. I don't think we need to really talk about crunches. Everybody knows what they are, but those sit-ups / crunches is also something that I find very important. So those are really my 5 favorites. Again, they're pretty simple. You don't need too much within a gym or even your home to be able to do them. A lot of this stuff you could probably, stick out on a back patio in your basement if you have room and the money for the equipment. Otherwise, again, most gyms I think will have everything you need besides maybe purchasing your own resistance band. And that, again, just helps balance me out as a runner, has kept me injury-free, even though, again, I'm 240 pounds for the most part. Now I want to throw in 2 quick bonus ones that you can do with the resistance band, just because, again, the resistance band is something that anybody can buy. You can do these in your home. And the last thing I'll recommend is just some simple side steps, again, with the resistance band around the knees. These side steps, again, just help work on the outside of my hips. And then finally, I like to do a resistance band squat sometimes, which is simply throwing the resistance band up over my shoulders and then around the bottoms of my feet. That way when I do the squat and come back up, I just have an slowly increasing resistance as I get towards the top of my squat. And it's just, again, very simple, very little equipment that you need to worry about, and you can do it at your home, in your office, basement, wherever. So thanks for watching again. For those of you that aren't subscribed, again, please do down below. If you are a runner and want to follow along for the Queen's 10K, the Nike Streak Fly from, again, a bigger guy, see how the shoe has been working for me. But other than that, I hope to see you all in the next video.